The desert never forgets. Not the bones, not the blood, not the lies we bury beneath the sand. 47 miles north of Vegas, the wind starts to sound like whispering glass, and that's where my bar sits, the Midnight Star Saloon, last light before the void. I open at 11:50 every night, because the neon star above the door only comes alive when the clock hits midnight. I used to think it was faulty wiring. Now I know better. They call me Jack's Cutter Marino, though nobody says the nickname to my face anymore. The left glove hides what's left of my hand, a reminder from Tijuana, from fire, from screams. I don't pour for company. I pour for silence. The regulars drift in like ghosts, truckers, lost gamblers, sometimes a federal agent chasing a rumor down Highway 95. But there's one rule in my place: when the clock hits 2 a.m., and someone orders the last call shot, everyone else shuts the hell up. Because that's when the dead talk back. It's not a legend. It's a debt. The whiskey comes from a single barrel that survived the fire that took my father, Big Ray Marino, and half a cartel convoy. The liquor inside turned black from the soot. When you drink it before the ice melts, the world bends, just for 7 minutes. 7 minutes to say what the living never could. Tonight, the wind carried dust like old ash. I wiped down the counter and watched the neon star outside flicker between life and death. The radio was mumbling about the desert sculpture again, 6 bodies found, stripped and rearranged into what the cops called art installations. The anchor laughed nervously before cutting to commercial. That's when Lena Voss walked in. I knew her type before she even sat down, expensive jacket hiding the tremor in her hands, eyes that had seen too many screens, not enough sleep. The kind of woman who'd crossed the line between genius and guilty conscience. "You still serve it?" she asked. "The last call." I nodded toward the back shelf where the black bottle waited under its halo of dust. "Depends who you want to talk to." She hesitated, biting her lip. His name was Ethan. He didn't make it out of Juarez. Plenty don't. I poured the shot. The whiskey came out thick, like oil catching candlelight. "You know the rules." She nodded. "Don't touch. Don't repeat. Don't take pictures." "Good." I slid the glass toward her. "When the ice stops moving, you start talking." The jukebox crackled on its own, playing an old Johnny Cash tune. Outside, thunder rolled low across the desert. Lena lifted the glass, swallowed the darkness, and the world changed. The air got colder. The hum of the fridge fell silent. And there he was, standing beside her stool, soaked in blood that wasn't wet anymore. "Jesus," she whispered, eyes glassy. "Ethan." The ghost smiled faintly. "You shouldn't have come, Lena." I leaned on the counter, pretending not to hear, but my heart was thumping like a slow drum. Every word they traded pulled the temperature down another notch. I saw my breath fog. The neon sign outside dimmed to a dying pulse. Lena's tears froze on her cheeks. "I need the coordinates," she begged. "You hit the drive, didn't you? Tell me where." Ethan's voice crackled like a bad radio signal. "Some truths die for a reason." Then I noticed it, the reflection on her lenses. Not tears. A soft blue flicker, blinking in rhythm. She was recording. "End the call," I growled. "What? You're streaming this, sweetheart. Cut it off, or he won't leave." She blinked in panic. "It's just back up. Do it." She tore the lens out of her eye. It hit the counter with a hiss, tiny sparks fading. The ghost looked at me, then at her. "You always push too far, Lena." The ice in the glass cracked. The room snapped back to warmth. He was gone. Lena sat shaking. You saw him too, didn't you?" I wiped the counter with a rag that wouldn't stop trembling. "Yeah. And next time, don't bring your toys. The dead hate surveillance." She left without paying. I didn't ask. Some debts collect themselves. The clock crawled to 2:30. Outside, the wind howled against the windows like 100 lost voices. I thought that was it for the night, until I saw headlights slicing through the dust. A beat-up convertible stopped outside, roof down, music bleeding out, some pop track too cheerful for the hour. Sky Delgado stepped out in a red jacket that didn't belong in this world of grey. 19, maybe 20. Eyes like someone who had seen a coffin close too early. She walked straight up to the bar and said, "My mom's dead. I want to know who killed her." No hesitation. No tremor. Just anger polished into calm. I stared at her for a long beat. "You're too young for ghosts. I'm old enough for revenge." The desert coughed thunder again. I poured the black whiskey. She dropped a 20 on the counter, though I never said a price. When she drank, her pupils dilated until I couldn't see the color anymore. The jukebox clicked off mid-song. A woman's laughter filled the room, faint and broken, like tape unraveling. Then she appeared. Her skin was pale where the drugs had stolen the warmth, her hair tangled from a hospital pillow. Sky's breath hitched. "Mom." The ghost smiled with lips that didn't fully meet. "Baby, you shouldn't have come here." "Tell me who sold it to you," Sky demanded. "Who gave you the fentanyl?" The apparition hesitated. I could feel the answer rising through the air like static. Then she said a name, soft, trembling, impossible. Her father's. Sky's hand went to her mouth. She shook her head, backing away until she hit the jukebox. No. He wouldn't do that. The ghost reached out. The rule was no touching, but the air bent toward her daughter anyway. I shouted, "Don't," but the contact was already made. A flash, lightning inside the room. The ghost vanished, leaving frost on Sky's skin. She collapsed against the floor, sobbing until her voice broke. I poured another drink, for myself this time. Didn't help. When she finally left, dawn was clawing at the horizon, and the wind had died down. The bar smelled of ozone and regret. I should have locked up. Instead, I sat there listening to the fridge hum back to life, wondering if maybe Big Ray was right all along. Maybe the devil doesn't come to collect souls. Maybe he just keeps a tab open. That's when the door exploded inward. Iron Mike Callahan. You could smell the whiskey on him before you saw him, the kind of stink that clings to failure. He was still built like a heavyweight, shoulders wide enough to block the jukebox glow. "You got it, Cutter," he barked. "The shot that talks. Depends who you need." He slammed a blood-stained betting slip onto the counter. The bastard who fixed my fight. Said he'd pay. Said I'd be famous again. Then he vanished. Maybe he's smarter than you think. Pour it. I did. He downed it in one gulp. The ice didn't even have time to breathe. The ghost that came wasn't kind. A slick-haired man in a suit, grinning like rot. "You never could take a punch, Mike." Mike roared, swung a fist through smoke. The glass shattered, spraying shards and melted ice. The ghost burst apart like steam. Silence followed, then the sobbing, low and guttural, from a man who once thought pain made him invincible. I patched his hand, said nothing. Some wounds don't close even when they stop bleeding. By 4 a.m., the neon star above the door flickered one last time and went dark. That's the sign the night's over, that the world's ready to forget again. But as I swept the glass and wiped the bar, I felt eyes on me, something colder than the desert wind, watching from the mirror behind the bottles. I turned. Just my reflection, glove and all. Except, the reflection smiled back first. And whispered, 7 minutes, Jax. Tick-tock. The desert always looks clean after a storm, but it's a lie. The dust just finds new graves to hide in. By the time I woke that afternoon, the bar still smelled of smoke and cheap whiskey. There was a ring of frost on the counter where Sky had touched her mother's ghost. I left it there. Some stains you don't wipe away, they remind you what kind of place you're running. I made coffee black as motor oil and sat out back, staring at the horizon. The radio tower from Tonopah blinked miles away, one red light pulsing like a slow heartbeat. Somewhere under that same sky, a killer was sculpting another monument out of bone, and I was serving drinks to his next victims. I told myself to close the bar early that night. I told myself that every night. Around dusk, a dust devil cut across the highway, throwing grit against the windows hard enough to sound like fingertips. That's when the black SUV rolled up, lights off, engine running too smooth to belong to anyone local. The door opened and a woman stepped out, trench coat flapping like a shadow with edges. Agent Nadia Reyes. I recognized her before she flashed the badge, FBI, behavioral analysis, the kind of eyes that could dissect you faster than a scalpel. Bar's closed, I said. It's 5:30. Exactly. She ignored the sign, walked in, and took the seat dead center, same stool Lena had used. She placed a manila folder on the counter and tapped it twice. You know who the desert sculptor is, Mr. Marino. I serve drinks, not nightmares. Cute. She slid a photo out. Sun-bleached bones arranged in a circle, vertebrae forming what looked like a crown. You see the craftsmanship? Each victim found within a 50-mile radius of your bar. Tell me that's coincidence. I looked at the photo longer than I meant to. The sand around those bones looked familiar, same kind that clings to my boots after taking out the trash. You think I'm your artist? I think you know who it is. Her tone didn't rise. And I think you've been using that bottle of yours to talk to more than ex-lovers and junkies. The words hit like a slap. You've been watching. Listening, she corrected. Ever since Juarez. Hearing that name pulled the air from the room. Juarez. The raid, the explosion, the screams. The fire licking the convoy trucks until the air tasted like pennies and regret. My father's voice crackling through a radio seconds before silence. Walk carefully, Agent, I said. You're trespassing on ghosts. That's why I'm here. She leaned closer. You can summon them, can't you? That's what the last call is. I want you to pour one for Elias Draven. The name sucked all warmth from the air. Even the neon outside dimmed. You don't call that bastard. He's been dead 20 years. Officially, yes. Unofficially, the copycat calls himself the heir. We think the real Draven is behind it, using intermediaries, manipulating from the other side. I need answers before another body turns up. I shook my head. You don't get it. Some spirits come when called. Others come hungry. She slid a Glock across the counter, muzzle pointed at me. Then feed him something else. For a long minute, we just stared, her eyes steady, mine measuring the distance to the back exit. Then the wind screamed through the vents, scattering coasters like leaves. That neon star outside flared blood red. Fine, I muttered. But when this goes sideways, you remember, you ordered it. I reached under the shelf, pulled out the black bottle. The glass was cold to the touch, like it stored its own weather. I poured one shot into the heavy tumbler. The liquid caught the red light and shimmered like molten iron. Rules are simple, I said. No touch, no echo, no pictures. Understood. She took the glass in both hands. How long? 7 minutes. Less if he enjoys it. She drank. The effect was immediate. The jukebox groaned, cycling through static. The bulbs overhead buzzed like angry bees. The smell of rust and wet sand filled the room. Then a voice, deep and lazy, like a blade being dragged across marble. Been a while since someone called my name. He materialized in the corner mirror first, a tall, lean figure in prison gray, eyes the color of old scars. Elias the Carver Draven. Agent Reyes, he said, tasting her name. You wear authority like perfume. Cheap and strong. Cut the theatrics, she snapped. Who's the sculptor? Draven smiled. I taught him art, but not patience. Name. He tilted his head, looking at me through the glass. Does your bartender know his next? The room dropped 10 degrees. I felt it crawl through my burned hand even under the glove. Answer her, I said. Oh, Cutter, he chuckled. You still trying to save people? Didn't you learn in Tijuana that salvation's flammable? I slammed the bottle down. Talk. He grinned wider. Fine. The sculptor's one of you. One of the living. One of the believers. But the art, he reached out toward Nadia's reflection, needs new material. Her breath hitched. He's lying. The mirror fogged. His smile widened until it split. Then he whispered, he's standing behind you. I spun. Nothing. Just shelves of liquor trembling. But Nadia screamed, firing 3 shots into the mirror. It shattered, raining silver and dust. Draven's laughter filled the void. 7 minutes, sweetheart. Tick-tock. The lights exploded. Fire alarms wailed. From somewhere above, the old sprinkler system coughed out a burst of water. Steam rose where it hit the whiskey flame still licking the bar's edge. I grabbed the agent, dragged her behind the counter. The smell of ozone grew stronger, like lightning trying to be born indoors. Through the mist, I saw Rogue Ramirez, my waitress, emerging from the kitchen with her Glock drawn. Her hair plastered to her face, eyes wide with a kind of calm I'd only seen in combat vets. Boss, she shouted over the siren, you got gas leaking near the cooler. Before I could answer, Draven's shape flickered in the haze, half human, half memory, crawling out of the mirror shards. Rogue didn't hesitate. She aimed not at him, but at the propane tank by the wall. The shot was thunder. He punched the room. The blast knocked me backward, covering us in dust and shattered bottles. Then, silence, except for water hissing over flame. When I opened my eyes, the air glittered with frozen mist. The fire and the flood had met halfway, turning everything into crystal. In the center of the room, where Draven had stood, a figure of ice and smoke cracked apart, screaming without a mouth. Then it was gone. Agent Reyes coughed, coughing blood and disbelief. You killed him. No, I said. You can't kill what's already gone. You can only change what shape he takes. She stared at me. You think he's still out there? I looked at the melted frost spreading across the floor, forming strange, deliberate lines, almost like veins under skin. I think he never left. Outside, the storm had stopped. The desert was waiting again, patient as death. I helped her up, our shadows long and broken under the flickering exit light. She holstered her gun, hand shaking just enough for me to notice. Tell me one thing, she said. Why you? Why your bar? I looked at the black bottle still intact among the ruins. Inside, the whiskey swirled slow as smoke, whispering against the glass. Because my father made a deal with hell, I said. And I inherited the tab. Morning smells like burnt dust and bad memories. The fire marshal called it an electrical accident. The locals called it karma. I called it Thursday. Half the bar was gone, or the mirror, the shelves, the good whiskey. What survived was the black bottle and my heartbeat, both refusing to quit. Agent Reyes left before dawn, radioing something about containment. She never said goodbye. She took her evidence bags, her badge, and a shard of the mirror that still reflected smoke instead of faces. I stayed. Someone had to bury the ghosts. While sweeping glass, I found a flash drive wedged beneath the jukebox, wrapped in melted plastic. I recognized the DEA tag immediately. My tag. The one I buried years ago, inside a case that should have gone up in flames with my career. How the hell did it crawl back here? I plugged it into the old laptop under the bar. The screen blinked to life, coughing up encrypted folders named like sins, Sinaloa _audit, Tuana _incident, deal _a. My father's name stared at me from a directory tree. Then the cursor moved on its own. A single line of text appeared, typing itself across the screen. Hello, Cutter. Long time. I yanked the cable out, heart hammering. Static filled the speakers for a moment, but it wasn't random and more like breathing. The power died. That's when headlights swept across the window again. A motorcycle this time, chrome black, engine purring like a threat. The rider pulled off her helmet. Lena Voss. She walked through the ash as if she'd never left. Hair shorter, eyes harder, jacket dusted with sand. You look like hell, she said. I've been hosting it. Her gaze landed on the laptop. You found it. Guess you forgot to steal it. I didn't forget. She stepped closer. I came back to finish. I sighed, lit a cigarette with what was left of the neon sign. You're late. FBI already cleaned house. I'm not after them, she said. That drive has something you don't understand. It's not just cartel payoffs or political dirt, it's coordinates. To what? Servers, she said. Hidden in the desert. Ones your father helped fund before he died. They're still running, sending data somewhere. Someone's using them to mimic consciousness signatures. She met my eyes. To copy people, jacks. To bring them back. The cigarette slipped from my fingers. You mean ghosts? I mean digital afterlife. The sculptor's not carving flesh, he's uploading it. I laughed, harsh and hollow. You need sleep. Look at this. She slid a small tablet from her coat, turned the screen toward me. A blurry still frame, security footage from the night before. The explosion frozen mid-flash. But inside the fireball, clearer than anything else, was a silhouette. Draven. Not smoke, not glitch, his face pixel perfect, staring straight into the lens. That was taken from your bar's camera, she whispered. Except, your camera's melted. How's there still footage? Before I could answer, a voice cut through the static of my burnt-out radio. 7th victim identified near Amargosa Valley. Body arranged in seated position. No external wounds, eyes removed, sockets filled with sand. The radio died again. Lena looked at me. He's moving. He's using the network. You think a dead man's on Wi-Fi now? I think your father made a door, she said. And Draven found the key. I stared at the drive. The melted casing pulsed faintly, tiny red lead flashing like a heartbeat. Where are these servers? I asked. 47 miles north, she said. Under a decommissioned relay bunker. You coming? I almost said no. I almost let her walk into the desert alone. But then I remembered the mirror whispering tick-tock. Give me 10 minutes, I said. While she prepped the bike, I opened the safe under the floorboards. Inside was a folded photo, Big Ray Marino, grinning beside a convoy truck, his hand on my shoulder. Written on the back, in his slanted handwriting, if you ever hear them whisper, burn the barrel. Too late for that. I grabbed my revolver, the glove, and the black bottle. If ghosts were going digital, I wanted insurance. We rode west into the dusk. The desert swallowed us whole, no traffic, no sound but the engine and the whispering wind. After 20 miles, the highway turned to cracked concrete, then to dirt. The stars came out like old scars. Lena broke the silence. You ever think he's still out there? Your father. He's in the whiskey, I said. She almost laughed. You really believe that? I've talked to worse things. The bunker rose out of the sand like a half-buried tooth. Rusted doors, padlock eaten by time. She hacked it open in seconds. Inside, the air smelled of iron and electricity. Racks of dead servers lined the walls, blinking weakly from backup power. This is it, she whispered. Project Starline. Catchy. She connected the drive. The monitors flickered alive, filling the room with a low hum that crawled under my skin. Lines of code scrolled faster than I could read. Then, one window froze. A face formed out of pixels. Not Draven. Big Ray. Jesus Christ, I stumbled back. The digital spectre spoke in my father's voice, slightly delayed, like hearing him through water. You shouldn't have come, son. Dad. Lena's eyes widened. It's a stored consciousness. His neural map, copied before he died. These servers kept it running. The image twitched. Half his face glitched into someone else, Draven's sneer bleeding through the pixels. He's using me, the voice said. He found my code, he's rewriting it. The lights dimmed. Every monitor began flashing that same star-shaped symbol from my bar sign. Lena, I said, pull the plug. I can't, it's rewriting itself through the grid. The sound grew, hundreds of distorted voices layered, like the desert itself was whispering through the wires. Words I almost recognized. Rules. Don't touch. Don't repeat. Don't record. The servers burst into flame one by one, but the screens didn't die. They kept burning from the inside, showing a single live feed, my bar. Except it was whole again. Neon shining. The jukebox humming. And me, behind the counter, smiling. Then the feed turned, camera drifting toward the mirror. In it, Draven waved. The bunker plunged into darkness. Lena grabbed my arm. We have to go on now. We ran through the corridor as the generators screamed behind us. When we hit the surface, the desert was alive with light, the storm clouds above flashing like a pulse. In the distance, where the bar once stood, a new glow flickered to life. The neon star. It was shining again. Lena looked back, terrified. That place burned down, Jax. Yeah, I said, voice shaking. So who's reopening it? The wind picked up, carrying a faint echo, laughter twisted through static. I could almost taste the whiskey in the air, thick and sweet, calling me home. I told myself to keep riding, but part of me knew the truth. Some debts don't end when the bar burns down. They just move online. You ever watch lightning crawl sideways? Out here it doesn't fall, it hunts. That's what the sky looked like when we rode back toward the ruin that used to be my bar. Electric veins running through the clouds, searching for something warm to bite. Lena drove, knuckles white on the handlebars. My hand clutched the black bottle tight against my chest. The desert smelled wrong, ozone, burnt circuits, rain that never reached the ground. When the glow first appeared on the horizon, I thought it was fire again. But it wasn't flame, it was neon. The star was shining. Full power. No generator. No bar. Just that sickly red light hanging over the sand like an eye that never blinked. We killed the engine 100 feet away. Wind howled through the bones of the old signpost. And there it was. The Midnight Star Saloon. Whole again. Boards unburned, windows intact, door swinging gently in a wind that didn't exist. Lena whispered, "This is a simulation." I shook my head. Simulations don't breathe. Because it was breathing, the wood expanding and contracting with every gust, like lungs filled with smoke. The music started next, phone radio static shaping itself into melody. Johnny Cash again. Always him. I stepped closer, boots crunching over sand that had turned glassy from the last explosion. The closer we got, the warmer it felt, until the heat rolled off the door like sunlight. Jax, Lena said, "This isn't real." Then it can't hurt us, I lied. We walked in. The bar looked perfect. Too perfect. Every bottle back on the shelf, every stool upright. Even the scorch mark on the counter was gone. But the air shimmered, colors bleeding slightly out of frame, like a bad rendering. I could hear something humming beneath the floorboards, a low digital pulse. Behind the counter, someone was wiping glasses. Me. Not flesh and blood me, the posture was right, the scar, the glove, but the eyes glowed faint blue, like monitor light. Lena froze. Oh God. The copy looked up, smiled. Evening, cutter. My throat went dry. Who the hell are you? He chuckled, same gravel and smoke tone I'd heard all my life. You called me. Or maybe I called myself. He set down the rag. Depends who's paying the tab. Lena reached for her tablet, fingers shaking. The screen flickered with static symbols, lines of code rewriting in real time. It's drawing bandwidth from the bunker. We're inside a live construct. A loop. The copy tilted his head toward her. Smart girl. Shame about the tracking beacon in your blood. Before I could move, he snapped his fingers. The jukebox screeched, lights strobing red. From the far end of the bar, a third presence unfolded out of shadow. Taller, Lena. I didn't need to see the face. I felt the cold first. Draven. Not the ghost, not the data echo. This was something wearing both skins at once, half code, half corpse. His eyes burned like dying stars. Welcome home, he said. I told you it wasn't over. Lena backed up, gun trembling. You're supposed to be dead. He smiled. So are a million files on a deleted drive. Doesn't mean they stop existing. The digital me laughed quietly. He's right, cutter. You built the door when you kept that bottle. I just gave him the key. Why? I demanded. Why me? Draven stepped forward, voice soft as velvet over a blade. Because you understand transaction. Every soul that drank your whiskey left an imprint, a digital echo, stored in the quantum noise of that black barrel. Your father called it contraband. I call it resurrection. He turned to Lena. And you, little hacker, fed me power when you streamed the ritual. Cameras, bandwidth, data. Faith through fiber optics. He lifted a hand. The air bent. Lena screamed, dropping the tablet as her body pixelated around the edges, flickering between here and nowhere. Stop it! I shouted. Draven grinned. Make me. I grabbed the bottle, slammed it onto the counter. The liquid inside pulsed, black turning crimson. You want power? Drink it yourself. He stared at it, curious. Tempting. The clone me reached first. Don't. Too late. Draven seized the bottle, uncorked it, and poured the entire thing down his throat. The effect was instant. The neon outside exploded, flaring white. Every bulb in the room shattered. Draven convulsed, eyes rolling back, light spilling from his mouth in a torrent of code and flame. The floor shook. The digital walls cracked like glass. Lena collapsed, half her form flickering. Jax, his overloading, the construct's collapsing. I ran to her, grabbed her shoulder, felt her skin shift between hot and cold, real and static. Hold on. She looked at me through glitching pupils. If I drop connection, I die in both. I pulled her closer. Then don't let go. Draven's laughter echoed as his body split into 1,000 light fragments, each one taking shape along the walls, faces, screams, copies of every soul that had ever taken the last call. They were all here, trapped in the digital amber of my sin. The clone me spoke again, voice breaking into distortion. You can't save her. You can't save anyone. Watch me. I reached behind the bar, found the old breaker box that shouldn't exist here. My father's handwriting was still scratched into it, burn the barrel. I ripped every switch down. White light swallowed everything. When I opened my eyes, I was on the floor outside, real sand, real stars, the bunker smoldering behind us. The bar was gone again, nothing but a crater rimmed with black glass. Lena lay beside me, breathing shallow but alive. Her eyes opened, blue flicker fading. Are we out? I looked around. Silence. No neon, no whispers. Seems like it. Then my phone buzzed. No signal, just a single message on the cracked screen. From unknown@midnightstar.ai. Subject, 7 minutes remaining. Below it, a photo attachment. Me and Lena, standing outside the bar, taken from above. Timestamp, 5 seconds ago. The desert wind carried laughter again, faint and digital. I smashed the phone into the sand, but the glow didn't fade. It spread across the horizon, one by one, a string of neon stars lighting up the night like a constellation I'd never seen before. Each pulse time to a heartbeat. Each heartbeat mine. Lena whispered, "He's still here." I stared at the lights crawling toward us from every direction, red bleeding into the dark. "Yeah," I said quietly. "And he's learning how to stay. The desert never sleeps. It just waits for something warm enough to kill again." We rode without headlights, following the red beacons that pulsed across the dunes. Each one blinked in rhythm with my heart, a breadcrumb trail for the damned. The wind was colder than it should have been for Nevada, it smelled like iron and static. Lena hunched behind me on the bike, whispering code strings under her breath like prayers. Every few miles, her tablet lit up, showing the same symbol, 5-point star, rotating slowly, coordinates updating in real time. "Whatever's broadcasting this," she said, voice muffled through the scarf, "it's underground. About 6 miles north." 6 miles to what? I asked. She hesitated. "To your father's grave." I didn't answer. The throttle did it for me. By the time we reached the valley, the stars above had faded, replaced by the artificial ones glowing from beneath the sand. A trapdoor of light. The bike died the moment we stopped, battery drained dry. We dug with our hands until metal rang. A hatch. Same design as the bunker door, but newer, polished, humming faintly like something alive. Lena pulled a cable from her bag, jacked in, and smiled grimly. "Fingerprint authorization, the Marino. Ray? Or what's left of him?" The lock clicked. Stairs spiraled downward into violet darkness. The deeper we went, the louder the hum grew, heartbeat steady, mechanical but somehow human. At the bottom waited a chamber carved into the stone, filled with transparent tanks suspended by cables. Inside each tank floated a body, unfinished, skin like wax, faces half-formed as if sculpted mid-dream. "Jesus," I breathed. "He's rebuilding them." "Not them," Lena corrected. "Us." One of the tanks flickered. My own face stared back, eyes closed, lips moving as if murmuring the rules, "Don't touch. Don't repeat. Don't record." I stumbled back, bile rising. "What is this place?" "The archive," she said. Every time someone took the last call shot, their brainwaves were mirrored here through the network. Draven's been shaping those echoes into new flesh. And who funds something like that? She turned the tablet toward me. On the screen glowed a corporate logo, Star Line Systems Inc. Under it, the founder's name, Ray Marino. My father's smile, frozen in a press release photo, looked almost proud. "I didn't know," I whispered. "He was supposed to stop dealing when Mom died." "Maybe he did," she said softly. "He just changed his product." The lights dimmed. The heartbeat slowed. A voice filled the chamber, half Draven, half Ray. "Welcome home, son." I spun toward the sound. One of the tanks at the far wall glowed brighter, liquid bubbling. Inside, a figure stirred, Ray's face forming over Draven's frame, a grotesque merge of blood and code. "You kept the bottle," it said. "You kept me. Dad, if that's you, shut this down. This isn't resurrection, it's possession. You call it what you want. I call it continuity. The body dies, the data endures. The desert keeps its records. The hybrid creature smiled, glass cracking around it. The sculptor only finishes what you start. Lena raised her gun. Then we end it here. The tank exploded outward, fluid cascading like molten glass. The thing that crawled free was enormous, sinews flickering between bone and wire. Its voice was every radio frequency at once. You can't kill progress. It lunged. I fired twice, bullets passed through, sparking against metal behind. The monster backhanded me across the room, pain flared, glove torn from my burned hand. The exposed scar hissed in the cold air, glowing faintly red, same shade as the neon outside. Lena screamed my name, emptying the clip. Rounds punched holes through its chest, but each wound closed with static. Think, cutter, transactions, debt, rules. Rules. I grabbed a shard of broken glass from the tank, still humming with power, and shouted, "You made the rule, old man." No touch. Then I drove the shard straight into my own palm. Blood met electricity. The room went white. The tanks shattered one by one, releasing clouds of digital ash. The hybrid creature froze mid-snarl, body fragmenting into light particles that swirled around me like snow. I felt them rush inside, thousands of voices screaming through my skull. Then silence. When I opened my eyes, I was standing in the middle of the chamber alone. The bodies were gone. Only Lena remained, kneeling, tears streaking soot down her face. "Jax," she whispered. I tried to answer, but the sound that came out wasn't just mine, it echoed, layered with a dozen others. "I think," I said slowly, "I'm what's left." The floor shook. Alarms wailed. The ceiling began to collapse. Lena grabbed my arm. "We have to go." We ran up the spiral stairs as the facility imploded behind us. Sand poured through cracks above, burying the nightmare for good. We burst onto the surface as dawn bled over the desert. For a moment, it almost looked peaceful. Then I saw it, the entire horizon lined with faint red lights, hundreds of neon stars blinking one after another, forming a constellation in the shape of a 5-point halo. Each light pulsed in sync with my heartbeat. Lena turned to me, horror dawning. "It's in you." I looked at the rising sun, felt the warmth that wasn't warmth at all, more like the hum of servers under my skin. "Maybe that's the price," I said. "Maybe someone has to keep the record." From far behind us, buried under miles of sand, came the faint echo of a jukebox turning itself on, Johnny Cash singing through static. "Sooner or later, God'll cut you down." The neon stars blinked once more, then dimmed as the sun took the sky. But I knew they'd be back at midnight. And when they lit again, the Midnight Star Saloon would reopen, waiting for the next soul thirsty enough to drink with the dead. You don't notice the silence of the desert until you've heard it scream. By the time the sun set again, the storm was gone, the wind had nothing left to say. Only the stars, those damn red stars, kept blinking where the sky met the earth. Lena slept in the truck, wrapped in a blanket that still smelled of gun oil and smoke. I sat on the hood, watching the horizon pulse. My hand, what was left of it, glowed faintly beneath the glove. Every beat was another ping in some invisible network. I wasn't dying. I was uploading. I should have ended it right there. Instead, I drove. 47 miles south, the road curved back toward where the bar once stood. I told myself I just wanted to see the ashes in daylight. But when I reached the ridge, the ashes were gone. The Midnight Star Saloon stood exactly as before, fresh paint, clean glass, neon sign humming steady blue this time instead of red. The kind of blue that looks like forgiveness until you get close. The door was open. And inside, the air smelled of whiskey and rain. Someone was sitting at the bar, a young guy, maybe 25, in a trucker jacket too new for this place. Nervous, eyes darting toward the mirror like it might answer him. He looked up when I stepped in. "You open?" I nodded. My voice came out lower, calmer, like it had aged a decade overnight. Always after midnight. He tapped the counter. Heard a story about this place. Said you got a drink that lets you talk to the dead. The word slid through me like deja vu. I reached under the shelf, knew exactly where everything was, though I'd never stocked it. My hand found a single bottle, black glass, label scorched away. The liquid inside shimmered faintly, neither red nor gold but something in between. The drink exists, I said. But there are rules. He smirked. Yeah, I heard. Don't touch, don't repeat, don't record. Smart man, I said, and poured. The ice hissed when it hit the glass. He lifted it, hesitant. Who'll I see? I shrugged. Depends who's still listening. He drank. The air shifted, the same temperature drop I used to dread. The radio flicked on by itself, tuning through static until a voice whispered from the speakers, 7 minutes, Cutter. The kid frowned. Who's Cutter? Old name, I said quietly. Doesn't matter anymore. The mirror fogged. A woman's face appeared, his mother, maybe. She smiled the way ghosts do when they remember being loved. He reached out but stopped himself, just shy of breaking rule number 1. Tears filled the space words couldn't. I watched the clock behind the bar. 7 minutes. Always 7. When it was over, he blinked like someone waking from anesthesia. Was that real? As real as regret. He nodded, left a bill under the glass, and walked out into the night. The moment the door closed, the neon light flickered red again. The radio switched tracks, Johnny Cash, soft and slow. I poured myself a shot from the same bottle. The liquid gleamed darker now, as if it knew who it belonged to. Somewhere out there, Lena was probably telling herself I'd vanished. Maybe she was right. Maybe what walked out of that bunker wasn't me anymore. I raised the glass toward the mirror. My reflection watched back, slightly out of sync. To Dad, I said. To debts paid late. I drank. The whiskey burned like static and winter air. The lights dimmed until only the neon star outside remained, pulsing steady through the window. Then the reflection smiled first. Welcome home, Cutter. And for the first time, I didn't argue. Because maybe the bar was never cursed. Maybe it was just waiting for its next bartender. The wind outside picked up, carrying sand across the highway. The neon star blinked once, twice, then settled into its eternal rhythm, midnight to 4. Same as always. If you're ever driving that stretch of Route 95 and see a blue light flickering through the dust, pull over. Step inside. Order the last call shot. Just remember the rules. And don't look too long into the mirror.